In this game, Andy took black and Nyoshi took white. It starts with this Joseki, and then instead of going for a peaceful variation, which is very simple, black goes for a fighting variation, but that's not really recommended. First of all, it's generally rather not recommended, and certainly it is not recommended if it is white who has stones on both sides. So white pushes 3 times, because this is how many times you can push being sure that your opponent answers, because, well, Hane on the head of 3 stones is too painful. So black answers, and then white goes out. This is the correct move. Then the strongest, locally, the strongest move for black is probably here. Also possible to think of something like this, and maybe even like that. In the game we see this move, so white has rather an easy choice to simply push out. So white pushes, and now, well, it threatens Hane on the head of 3 stones, but black doesn't want to answer because black is afraid of the fate of the group in the corner. Indeed, it looks super scary, so black plays from the corner. And this is kind of sente. Later black can play here. Well, white can try to counter, but anyway, black gets out. So white protects, and white protected like this. That's a strong shape, but maybe it's better to do the same thing kind of in sente. So just play like this, and maybe you can even go here and try to kill your opponent, but yeah, just playing here is good enough. So this move was a bit too slow, I think. Then black jumps down. That's a very cool move. That's the correct move locally. Something which might look more natural to many people is actually worse. Afterwards, white can play here and have a strong continuation against black's corner. But after this move, white doesn't have any very strong move in the corner. So for now, white plays the Hane on the head of 3 stones, of course, being very satisfied. Actually, you don't need to play the double Hane. It's enough to play like this, and later you can hit the weak point of black's shape. But in the game, white plays like this. All right, white takes gote, and then black teaches us how the shape is used. Black plays here, and now, indeed, it's not really a big deal that the stone is here and not there. It's just like a difference of, 2 points. But the important thing is that we are connected and that white doesn't have any base. So white's group starts looking floating. That's a very strong continuation for black. So actually, even though white managed to get this Hane on the head of 3 stones, I am not sure who the position is good for. Right now, I think that the main focus is this area, because it's an area which can be used by both groups to create a 2-dimensional formation. So white plays here. Maybe if I was white, I would rather play from my weak stones, maybe just like this. That already looks good enough. Or maybe here, but this move is later a bit painful. So I don't know, maybe it's better. Probably it's better to push, and here, if black plays double Hane, black actually risks a lot, we need to say. I don't know if black is going to play like this, but in case, white can always play peacefully. Anyway, it's very important to take this shared area, shared space. Like this, black peeps. Maybe this was an overplay, maybe better to play Keima. We can always give away the 3 stones. Here white cuts, and well, it's similar to the variations which we looked at, but with this exchange, which is certainly good for black. So it was better to start with the push. Now white cuts. Well, yeah, it's a big move, but maybe like an important move, a vital point of the shape, but maybe still it's better to take the shared space between the groups. Black will need to somehow reinforce the shape, and then we can actually let's play here, because this leaves a bad agi. White can play like this, and can capture the cutting stones. So why would we leave such a bad agi? So here, this looks quite good for white, I would say. White can continue the game calmly. But in the game, white cuts, like going into the fight against black, but black takes this very important spot, which is the key point both for the black shape and for the white shape, of course. White generally needs to extend. White didn't do it, but then this is very painful. This Atari is very painful. It's better to extend. If your opponent pushes, then you play elsewhere. And it's better to have this AB exchange than this exchange. Maybe white was afraid that black plays from this side, but well, this is still a very important area, this shared space of the two groups. So in the game, white pushes, but black gets this Atari very conveniently. And here I don't understand this connection, solid connection. Why not here? Maybe it was some misread. Maybe white read a variation like this, but this is all incorrect because white can simply play Atari from the outside. So nothing here works. So why not extend up? It's a faster move, better shape. Here we see an empty triangle, unfortunately. Black still plays from the weak stones, and this makes sense. Yes, of course. This shared space is invaluable. White goes out, and then, white goes out here. But I would rather take care of the weak group. And, well, if black wants to play here, okay, let him play there. It's not really big. Now black puts pressure on white's group, and apparently this attack was quite severe. For now, white plays a intuitive move, jumps, but black attacks very severely with the crosscut, and white doesn't really have a good move. If white played something else, still it's quite difficult for white. White's shape seems to be breaking apart. So in the game, white tried to counter black's plan with these moves. That's an idea, maybe a quite good idea, but we don't have much power, so maybe we need to resort to even such moves, or I don't know. It's difficult, in fact, because we also don't want to push black towards our group, which has only one eye. So in the game, white played the most powerful variation, white pushed, but then black teaches us a great Tesuji. When you are pushed like this on the third line towards the side, you have this Kosumi, and it works especially well with white's weakness in this shape. So now if white plays anything like this, we can simply capture white stones. So white needs to play from here. And then can black manage the situation? We need to read what happens after the crosscut. But it seems that black cannot really harm white. So maybe the best black has is playing here, which can become a ko. Or, well, if the opponent wants something like this, it's already not bad for black. But in the game, black finds an alternative idea. That's very interesting. The strongest answer of white would be here, but we would need to really read carefully if it works. Maybe white needs to first make an exchange. So that's risky. I don't know. It seems to me that it should work, but I am not sure. In the game, though, it's some compromise. Black captures the corner, and it seems that white captures the stone on the side. It seems, but does it? So if you are watching it now, please pause the video and ask yourself a question: can black still capture the stones of white? So I hope that you paused the video, thought a bit, and well, yeah, black can play here. And then white cannot play Atari from neither side. And if white plays here, black plays there. So it seems that it works. However, what if now white plays here? Again, pause the video and think what happens after this move. I hope you paused the video. If black captures, white plays here, and now we probably think that black will play Atari, but then suddenly, white manages to win the capture and grace. But no, here black has an unexpected Tesuji, but in fact very simple. This move does not give an additional liberty. The trick now is to simply connect. So we can give Atari, and if white plays here, we play Atari here. And if white connects, we connect. So black indeed wins the capture and grace. So yeah, black could have just continued, but in the game black didn't. I don't know, maybe didn't see or thought that this is not too big, because in fact, yeah, it's just like 20 points. It's not enormous, maybe a bit more than 20. But then white probably saw this and tried to do something, to change something, but then ended up securing the shape. But then at least play this move. After this one, black's block is center, so it's much better for points to play here. It's like a 3 points difference. It's like you lose half of your komi if you play this move instead of the proper move. Yeah, then black attached and build a shape in the corner. Well, and now the game looks good for black. So because white got it twice here and lost the whole corner, so we can quickly count points and we will see that black has an advantage of, I don't know, easy advantage of 20 points. Of course, white can still capture these stones, but yeah, black has just too much. Maybe white can play here. Maybe white should play here, but it's too big advantage of black. So white tries to play more aggressively, but black counters it. Black doesn't need to simply connect. Black can play more actively. Then white still tries something on the bottom. But yeah, it should be an easy game for black generally. Yeah, white in fact managed to create quite a territory here, but still it's not enough. Still black has a comfortable advantage. So yeah, good move, big one. The end game continues. End game, all normal. Black even gives something to white, but still black keeps his advantage. So I think nothing more important happened in the game and black won. Yeah. So the key question in this game was how important the space between two weak groups is. It's very important that your group is not just one-dimensional stick, but it creates 2 dimensions. It has 2 wings and then it can fly easily towards the center like a bird. And the same goes for black. So also black wants to play around here to get space, because this is also some sort of a base. It makes the shape much stronger. So this move has a enormous value to play something like this, something like that, or simply push. Yeah, or simply push. White didn't do it, and then black managed to attack white's group quite severely, and in exchange white, well, cut off a few stones, but they are not that valuable because white was anyway strong here. So just getting a few additional points from a strong group, it has much smaller value and certainly much less strategical value than creating good conditions for our weak group and heavy group in the center of the board. So yeah, here, and then this is the next tenuki which white played, and still white should play from the weak and heavy big group in the center. So I think that this is it about this game, and we will move to the next one.